Better now?
Yes, very
Good.
good now.
All right. All right. So, good afternoon, everyone. And I'm sure that you've all been having a great time in this wonderful boot camp. I was in the last presentation and I saw that we had some good technical stuff with Python, uh, notebooks up and running and showing how we can get insights from mobility data and see how this is applied to the business. So today I'll be talking more about the business side of things. And the title of this presentation is Geospatial Solutions, AI Return on Investment, and then Effective Insights Communication in Business. So my own talk here is going to focus more on practical applications in business, um, how we make decisions in terms of selecting, the kind of solutions we want to invest in, how we come about to make those decisions, and then also how to communicate the results of our findings to whatever audience that we have. So um, just ride on, sit back, and enjoy the ride as we go. So just a basic intro. Basically, geospatial AI combines spatial analysis and AI techniques to provide valuable insights into location-based data sets. And there are several applications like what we saw earlier on uh, in logistics, in real estate, in marketing, and there are several more. Basically, people want to get some form of intelligence to make decisions around, um, where is like the best next location for us to open our shop, or where you can be able to see a big picture of what's going on within the real estate space, like in terms of getting data from the internet on house prices and see trends and analysis and be able to project to know where will be the next place I want to buy real estate, because sometimes there are certain things that we don't just see on the surface, but by the time we drill into the data, it brings a lot of hidden insights that are not readily visible from just basic analysis. Like in Lagos now, most people who want to invest will say, oh, we want to invest in Lekki. But you discover that if you do some deep analysis, you may be able to see emergence of new trends where maybe the best place to invest at this point in time may not be Lekki. The best place to invest may be a place that nobody is thinking about, but the data will show you that, look, this is the next best place to invest. So basically, this kind of insights can only be gotten through intense geospatial analysis of data, and it provides a lot of intelligence that will be used to make a lot of business decisions. In terms of logistics, it's one of the ways it's used is to see the best route optimization. So if let's say you have like um, a shop, that maybe sells food, and you have to buy food from the people that sell. You have to bring it to your shop. You want to ensure that with the current price of fuel, you want to ensure that um, you want to buy from the distance between your demand and supply should be as short as possible so that you can save as much money as you can on fuel. So these are like practical ways that, geospatial AI can actually help to deliver and to create value. So, first thing we'll need to understand is what return on investment means. For those of us who, I know a lot of young people do all this crypto trading, they do all this Forex trading. And basically what you want to do is that whatever you are putting in, you must get something much more than what you are putting in. So when it comes to this in context of AI, we want to be able to quantify the value gained as a result of deploying the AI solution. And when you look at the value gained, then it would make it easy for you to know whether to proceed with investing in that AI solution or not. Now, imagine that there's an AI solution that can give me, increase my revenue by $500,000, right? Maybe based on the intelligence that it is providing, it will not be a bad idea for me to invest between 50 and 100,000 to be able to invest in that solution. So once the benefits of the geospatial AI solution is greater than the cost, then that gives you a very good basis or green light to know that this investment is worth making. So key thing here is you must be able to take out the time to do the analysis to ensure that the benefits outweighs the costs way more than that. And then you also have to um, do some form of risk analysis so that helps you to look at everything and look at the big picture before the investment is made. So calculating the return on investment for geospatial AI, these are the kind of considerations that are really looked at. First of all, you want to see, does this solution, how much is it saving me? So we want to look at cost saving. We want to look at how is it increasing my revenue? We want to look at how it's making my operations efficient, So once you have these considerations, you will be able to have a concrete return on investment that you can work with. All right. More companies are investing in AI than in any other technology. This is the latest BCG report on the most innovative companies, for this year, 2023. This one was for 2021. For this year, 2023, the top 5 most innovative company are companies that are AI native. You're talking about the Apples of this world. We're talking about the Google. We're talking about the Tesla. These are the top companies in terms of innovation. And you can see here that if you look at this bar chart, that AI has the highest, such as machine learning. That's where a lot of these companies are investing a lot of their funds. So the reason why I brought this slide was just to make us see that investment in a solution does not necessarily result in impact, right? So you want to invest in a solution and you want to actually have that impact. So if you look at these, I don't know how many of you can see this clearly, but basically the greener the color and the bigger the circle, that shows the highest the impact, of AI. And overall, we saw that if you look here, you'll see that where there seem to be the highest impacts in terms of different sectors, in terms of AI investment, is in Meditech, 51%, I mean, you can see it here, and you can see the color is very green. And then these are, when you look at the y-axis here, basically just shows different sectors, in terms of impact. So the highest place where you have the highest AI implementation impact at the moment is in medtech. Then that you can also see that's followed by um, I would say logistics, in terms of logistics, and where we have the lowest impact in terms of AI implementation and impact is still in transportation and in telecom. And that those are areas of improvement. So the investments have been made, but the impact is not as expected. And we'll may be able to see the reasons why this is so in subsequent slides. And then the areas where this impact is greatest is usually around the making portfolio prioritization decisions. So that's really the area where you can see 37% here. Um, and then so that's where it's the impact is felt the most in terms of anything that has to do with help companies make decisions quicker. Then also, of course, revealing market in marketing, revealing market trends and competitor activities. And where we still are not having the kind of impact we want is basically in things like supporting the idea creation process. But I do believe that where we have that's all the ones in red, I do believe that that's going to be changing very soon because of the advent of generative AI, which is actually making it very easy for AI to have a lot of impact when it even comes to idea generation. So I think that's going to change in the next couple of months or years ahead of us. So it's important that we understand all these, I would say, factors when it comes to investing in AI. So every data science project, like I always tell people, we must take it as a business, because there are data science can actually, if you're not careful, sometimes you will just continue to do, because it's very tasking mentally. You may just be sucked into just continuous research, but you want to approach it as a business because it is the business that brings the money. So I just put this to give us like a very good understanding on how um, you want to apply data science and make it a business. Because if it's not a business, it will not be sustainable. And it can only be a business when you're able to build a product that can scale, right? So the way the investment is done, usually you want to identify the problem. No, the geospatial problem, right? And you want to define it. Now, if you define the problem very well, then I would say 80% of your job has been done. So when we work on projects, especially because a lot of money is going to be invested even in the project, we take a lot of time to ensure that we brainstorm to really define the problem in a very short, succinct, and concise way. And then the next thing is, once we've been able to define the problem, we want to see the size of the problem. How big is this problem? And you hear people talk about market share, and once we're able to identify the size of the problem, we want to prioritize to ensure that we want to attack the problem that is biggest, because the problem that is biggest is going to give us the biggest impact and is going to give us the highest revenue. All right. So then, of course, you must, there's going to be a lot of stakeholder engagement in defining the problem, the solution, and all that. You have to involve all the stakeholders and carry everybody along. And last but not the least, you also want to look at the risk, as in deploying, making these investments. What are the risks? Who does this affect? And you also do a risk analysis. So once we go through this process, you'll be able to have a data science project that, will be presented and have that business case. All right. So it's just this simple. All I've been saying, I've been putting visuals here, so that if this will be your take home. So once the cost and the resources, once all the stakeholders align, that's, you can see the stakeholders here, because there has to be that alignment. Once all the stakeholders, the technical team, the management, because they are different parties. Once all of them align, they agree, they are united that, okay, this is it. That's the team effort. You can see everything is resting on the team. They're the one carrying the balance. Once they are aligned, and then you look at the cost and the resources to execute the project, and you see that the benefits outweigh the cost, then you should know that this is, and then you also do your risk analysis. Your risk analysis is basically things that you've not thought of. So there are different kind of risks that show up, like the advent of generative AI. If you had been building something before, that technology alone would just come and disrupt everything, and you may have put in so much money. Maybe you thought the project would generate you a certain amount of money, but with the new technology that has come, your technology might have become obsolete. So you'd have built a product that would not be useful by the time the product is ready. So these are all the nuances, we're playing around with in terms of making investments in projects. So this is a very classic case study, just to show how geospatial AI in practical terms has been used. And how many of us like coffee here? If you like coffee, let me see your hands up. All right. So Starbucks is a company that sells coffee here in the US, in Europe, all over the world, and they're doing very, very well. And Starbucks used geospatial data to boost its revenue. And just a few things that, I want to look at how that was done. So first of all, several businesses have leveraged geospatial AI for growth, and examining this use case can illustrate potential return on investment. So they used it to choose like a new store location. So information on population density, income levels, traffic patterns, and the presence of a competing shop. That information alone helped them to know, okay, is this place the best place to open a new shop? And for example, in 2018, Starbucks opened a new store in Nanjing, China, an area with high foot traffic. I guess that's gotten from mobility data from several office buildings that were under construction. And the store was a success, and it drove revenue growth in that region. So this is like a practical way where these data was used. They even used it also to optimize the internal store layout. So they look at where the traffic, how the traffic is flowing, and that helped them to like know how to even put in the fixtures that would catch the attention of customers, so that you don't have to go and be building billboards everywhere. If you go to many of the Starbucks offices, the offices are in glass, and you will see that it is always positioned in such a way that it is where people are walking. As you are walking, you can't miss it. So all these things are ways that geospatial AI is used. And of course, route optimization and asset tracking. And they use this basically to identify the most efficient routes for transporting goods, you know, from their suppliers to wherever it is that their shops are located. So this is just a practical use case of how geospatial AI has been used to um, increase revenue, boost productivity. All right. So this is I just gave this as because we're talking of return on investment. So it was just good for us to, be able to just throw in some numbers so that we can have the dollar view of how this is done. And if you notice, I put something, I said a fully implemented AI initiative, because a lot of the AI initiatives I've been part of and that exist in many companies. Everybody is saying they are doing AI. I've observed that a lot of them don't fully implement. Most of them just stop at proof of concept. And maybe in the next few slides, I will show you the limitations of that, because when you just keep doing proof of concept, and you are not operationalizing your models, you can never get the full return on the investments you have made, in that solution. So, increase conversation rates. So optimize store layouts and personalized marketing efforts could lead to, for example, a 10% increase in conversion rates, just because of how you located your store or where your store is located. Now, and then average transaction value. So targeted promotions, might lead to a 5% increase in average transaction value. So we'll just do this here. It says if the retail chain has an annual revenue of 5 million and a 10% increase in conversion rates as a result of proper location of their store, that will result in an additional 500,000 in sales, right? So if you are going to get an additional $500,000 in sales, and I said, okay, for us to fully implement this, would you mind spending $100,000? Let me find out from you if I'm the person you are presenting to. Would you? If you would, let me see your hands up. Would you mind doing the $100,000 investment so that you can increase your revenue by 500,000? I'm not seeing anybody's hands up. But here. Okay. What if it will cost you $1 million to execute the project, and the sales you are getting is 500,000? Would you make that kind of investment? Oh, definitely not. So these are just very simple cases on how to make us see how these kind of decisions are done. All right. So it's that simple. The only other thing is you also want to look at what I talked about later. You have to look at all the other risks and things you have not thought about. You could have a project and a key member of the team could just leave the project and everything can come to a halt. Those are all the risks that you have to sit and analyze and then put mitigations in place. If this happens, what do we do? If that happens, what do we do? So that helps you to scope the project very well and helps you to be able to at least deliver the project on time and within budget and solve the problem. Okay, so like I mentioned in the last slide, this is just to let us know where many organizations get stuck, because I've been involved in a couple of projects, AI projects, not strictly geospatial, but it's still the same approach that I have seen. So when it comes to AI, I see that a lot of companies are anxious, they are eager, they talk about it, but a lot of people just want to tick the boxes and just let everybody know, oh, we are doing AI, okay? And yes, they will do the hackathons. They will sponsor the hackathons. The photographers will come. It will be on the company page that they are doing AI. But in terms of moving beyond that, I discovered that I've been part of several hackathons, even in companies, And then once the hackathon is over, everybody ticks the box. Everybody is happy. Oh, we did hackathon, we did this. The follow-up to translate a lot of these POCs or proof of concepts to scale them to get the full value of the investments that they have made, even in the hackathon and all the other things they've done, a lot of companies are foot dragging. And so a pilot project by nature of its setup gets the mandate of experimentation. So people don't go beyond experimentation. And the records show, because it's out there, that over 90% of ML models are not operationalized. So yes, they'll do everything, do all the project, but they don't operationalize it. And that's just because people, are still not very sure. So in view of that, there needs to still be a lot of education of decision makers so that they can be more confident to spend what they need to spend to get the full return they need to get from making investments in all these AI initiatives. Because most pilot projects just want to see what machine learning can offer. Some of them never intend to use it. Interestingly, and that's actually shooting yourself in the leg, because after making all these investments in terms of doing the proof of concept, and you don't go all the way. So what I'm saying here is people must be ready to go all the way. And why many people can't go all the way is fear. And what's feeding that fear? People don't have adequate knowledge to make them be able to make that decision. And another thing is maybe they are not very confident that they have the right personnel that can productize it and take it beyond the project and scale it. And part of the solutions to that basically is to outsource it to organizations with proven track record of, of building these solutions. So you can take all your proof of concepts, outsource it to a company. A company will look at all of them and look at the one that will give you the highest return on your investment, and take it, execute it all the way, because that's where you will get the highest return on the investments you have made. So companies are investing in AI, but they're not optimizing that return on investment because they don't have they don't go beyond the proof of concept stage. So to be successful, companies must prioritize innovation, support innovation through funds and talent, and transform innovation investments to results. That's the way to go.
Hi, no. I'm
Yes.
sorry for the interjection. So,
Sorry.
I think we have just about 5 minutes to close out this session. Then,
Okay.
the remaining 5 minutes, we can just take questions.
Yeah.
This call. So, just also prompt you. So, you're welcome.
Cool. Very good. So I'm done with the return on investment AI implementation. Now we're looking at effective communication strategies. I'm just going to make a few comments about this. It's very important that we get this right, because part of the reason, again, why many people can't invest is because the presentation has not been done in a convincing manner to make it easy for them to act. So effective communication strategies, it's always important that your visuals are clear, and then your language is concise, and then you tailor your messages to convey complex ROI insights effectively. So it's very important that you know the audience when you're making a presentation after your analysis. I mean, I saw the last session we had. Now, if he's going to be talking to a CEO and you bring notebook, the man will just shut down because he's not interested in that. So first of all, when you need to know the audience that you are communicating to. When you're talking to CEOs, he wants to see things around: how is this thing going to increase my revenue? How is this thing going to save cost? How is it going to be efficient for me? We need to be able to know his pain points, and that should be the thing that we should shine at him, because He is the one that will make the decision. He doesn't need your Python scripts and your notebooks. No. Now, if you're talking to the technical team, it's a different ballgame because the technical team will require more details. So these things are very, very important that you, first of all, you know your audience, understand the audience format, keep the message simple. Please don't complicate them with a lot of the technical jargons we use, and then tailor your message based on their feedback, and then utilize context, in terms of the business value to communicate your message. Ask the right questions. This is what I just said. Ask yourself, what do this audience already know? What don't they know? They will be excited at what they don't know. So you may want to start with what they know and take them to a point, okay, these ones, these ones are what my analysis has just brought out. And then sometimes your audience need to know who you are. So you need to talk about yourself, your experience, to just give them confidence that you know what you are doing. So it's very important that, we know the audience we are speaking to, do all that background check. These are things that many people don't do before they make their presentations. And once you have that 5 minutes with the decision maker and you don't hit him with the point that will make him act, you would have lost the opportunity to make that investment happen. All right, so this is just tools for communication. I know some of you use GIS, ArcGIS. I've used Tableau, but these are different tools, especially visualization tools. So when you make your presentation with visualization tools, you always ensure that you end with in such a way, tell a story in such a way that the next thing is you make it easy for them that this is the action we need to take. All right. So this is something I had done. I can't demonstrate it, but if there was time, I would have taken you to my Tableau page. This is just customer mapping, and you'll see if you look at the right, you can see the concentration of customers during the summer. Now, if you look at it during the winter, you can see the massive decline in customers. So you just know when you have so many customers and when your customers are. This was just done with Tableau, and Tableau, the free version. So I'm just telling you that these tools are readily available for us. This is like a data camp example. All right, so these are just best practices to follow, and simplicity is essential. Do a data story that is easy to understand and inspires action. So once we're able to do this, I think we'll be able to get the right investments, and then we'll follow it through. So I'll just stop there now and just close with this statement that geospatial AI offers substantial value in business. Understanding and effectively communicating its return on investment is essential for strategic decision making. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause once again for Noel? Thank you very much, Noel. We are glad and happy to have you take this session. Please confirm that you can hear me. For our participants online, please confirm that you can hear me. Can you hear me? No, can you hear me?
Yes, I know, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Okay, so thank you very much for the wonderful session. I think for me, it is just one of the things to be able to help put our soft side of the business side of whatever we are doing, which you have done justice to. Thank you very much, Noel, for always coming through for the community and DSN at large. We are proud and glad to always have you. So thank you so very much. So shortly, we're going to be going into. I don't know if you have any question before moving to the next session. We have about 3 minutes to quickly take any question, if possible. Do we have any question online, offline, on site? So we can just move to the next. Okay. Thank you very much, Noel, for your time. I don't know if we can release you now, if you still want to continue. So thank you very much. So shortly, I'm going to be bringing on our next speaker, who is already on the call to do justice to the next topic. So, if I would say, we all know that today is focused on geospatial AI, right? And I'm sure we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 different lessons to have learned from all of our vast speakers who have taken our time to put together and share their experiences. So, I would love for us at our convenience. Please do well to push out. You have a question, okay? So please do well to push out this. I'm sure the hashtag for this event was published yesterday, so we can still make out time to just help you with that. If you do, just speak to any of my colleagues who are just around to help you with that. So let's take your question before we go. Your question. Let me help. So maybe I can echo it. It's confirmed that you heard this question, or can I just echo the question?
Okay, please echo the question. I didn't hear.
Okay, so what he's saying is he likes your explanation on the ROI, and it seems around data analysis, if I'm correct. So okay, okay, sorry. So he's saying that do we have market for it now? Like what's the market research like? Are there opportunities there in geospatial? Yeah, in geospatial AI. I mean the ROI based on what you like. Do are there opportunities in that very space? I don't know if you got the question.
Okay, opportunities for um,
Being
good
able to
ROI
analyze that.
for yes, of course. There are a lot of opportunities. However, there still needs to be the opportunities exist, but it's just that a lot of the decision makers need more education, you know. So like out here in the West, a lot of people know about this, but we still need to do a lot of education. The only people who are taking advantage of these things are a lot of companies, maybe who are already multinationals, and these things have been deployed in the West, and they know that it works. So those are the people that are, taking advantage of the return on investment that these geospatial solutions, bring to the business. There still needs to be a lot of education, which is one of the things DSN is doing, especially within the small and medium scale enterprises, to know how these things can help them to create more value in their businesses. So yes, the opportunities are there, very big. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much, Noel, for that. You heard that. So there are opportunities there. So, but we just need to focus much more on education, which one of the things that we are proud to be doing at GSN, as said. So we just need to look out for that, and then we can then push all that out. So thank you very much. Any other question? So thank you, Noel, for that. I think it was well captured. So I think it's right to just bring up our next speaker,